So you're thinking about moving to Perdido Key, Florida. Well, in this video, we're gonna go over some of the best neighborhoods that you might wanna consider. And stay tuned to the very end because I'm gonna cover a couple pros and cons of condos as well. Maybe you wanna consider a waterfront high-rise. Maybe you're on the fence, maybe you don't know what your decision is. But if you're thinking about buying in Perdido Key or even investing, stay tuned. Let's jump right into it. So you could not go over this list without including Innerarity Point. And this is kind of a neighborhood or area that's separated from the beach. You actually just go over the small bridge and you're more in Perdido Key, the town, than on the strip of the island where it's so tourist. And that's why people like living here, because it feels more like a family-oriented environment. You have access to the Innerarity Point playground. You've got Hub Stacy's on the point. There are boat ramps. And this neighborhood is full of waterfront, gorgeous, stunning homes. There are also a few townhomes and some condos in here, and so prices range quite a bit. But you have access to everything. It feels like a real neighborhood, and you're only a hop and a skip away from the stunning Gulf Coast emerald blue waters. And so that's what makes Innerarity Point so desirable. You're also really close to Publix, and you can shoot over to Pensacola as well, probably about 30 to 35 minutes away. So Innerarity Point is absolutely a neighborhood that you might want to consider if you're thinking about living here. And I will say this, it's not as much of a rent neighborhood, so if you're thinking about investing, this might not be geared towards you. But if you want the lifestyle, you're going to be close to Alabama, Northwest Florida, then you should certainly take a look at Innerarity Point. So another neighborhood that you definitely want to consider if you're looking here is called Banana Bay, and it feels like a neighborhood. Even though it is somewhat touristy and it is in the heart of Perdido Key, it's kind of renowned. It's these colorful townhome looking homes. They are together, and it's actually under a condo association, but it feels like a neighborhood. And you have all the amenities you could want. There's a pool, a fitness center, there's beach volleyball, and it is actually on the bay. And so the best part about this neighborhood is that it has a private marina. So if you have a boat, you might want to consider Banana Bay so you can dock your boat and get a private boat slip. But it has everything you'd want. They do allow rentals in here, so it's a mix between permanent residence and vacation. But Banana Bay is absolutely known and desired right here in Perdido Key. I would tell you, you should consider it as well. So another neighborhood that you have to absolutely consider is called Lost Key. And most of these homes are built by Lennar, but there's also D.R. Horton in here. It's primarily townhomes, but there are some single family and there are some condos as well. But this is literally right away from the beach. I mean, just steps away, and it's completely gated. It's also on the Lost Key Golf Course, which is public, but again, the neighborhood is private, gated, has 24/7 security, and they allow 1 week minimum rentals. So there are sometimes people vacationing here, but you can also rent this out. You could own the home and make some money back as well. It's not going to be as crazy as high-rise condos with people coming in and out super short term, but you can make an investment. And this is a total resort lifestyle. You've got a shuttle bus that takes you to a beach bar on the beach, good food, good drinks, and there's even a pool over the beach as well. You get seats, private seats for you. You can order a margarita while you're sitting in your lawn chair looking at the Gulf Coast. And there's tennis courts, there's pickleball. A lot of people own golf carts in this neighborhood because it's just that kind of lifestyle. There's also 2 pools. One is heated year-round, and so if you're thinking about a nice townhome, by the way, they're raised up on stilts. They're 14 feet off the ground, so you never have to worry about flooding. This is a total all-in-one type neighborhood, and I would tell you to absolutely consider the Lost Key neighborhood and golf course as one of the best neighborhoods in Perdido Key. Okay, so this is actually technically 2 different neighborhoods, but they're very similar. And this is Parasol East and West. And it's kind of self-explanatory as far as the locations. Parasol West is going to be closest to Floribama and the Alabama-Florida state line. Both of these neighborhoods include pools, they are gated, they have stunning beach access, private beach access, fishing piers, and they're single-family homes. So if you want the lifestyle to live right on the beach, you should absolutely check them both out. And Parasol East is going to be at the end of the island, closest to the town and Publix and the state park. But both of them, again, have so much to offer. If you're looking for a single family home, you want vacation lifestyle or permanent residence, you should certainly consider Parasol East or West, and I wouldn't sway you towards one or the other. If there are options available, you should check them out. Another neighborhood that you absolutely have to consider is the Perdido Bay Country Club Estates. And yes, this is another neighborhood on a golf course, but this one feels, again, more like a neighborhood. It's just a little bit further away from the actual beach, but again, I mean, that's very minimal. You're maybe 10 minutes away, depending on traffic, of course. But this is a golf course neighborhood, and it's much more established in here. The golf course has been around for a little over 10 years. You've got a restaurant, and if you just want that lifestyle, you want mixed different homes, it's actually a little bit more affordable in here. Not so much on the rental side. This would not necessarily be a big investment property, but if you like the idea of living here permanently and being so close to the beach, then you should absolutely consider Perdido Bay Country Club Estates as one of the best neighborhoods in Perdido Key. So real quick, let's just talk briefly about buying a condo instead of a single family home. What are some pros and cons? Well, I've sold quite a few condos here. I've helped a lot of families acquire them as personal or investment properties, and they're amazing. I mean, you can have Gulf front stunning views, low maintenance. That's one of the major pros, is that, well, you just don't have the stress and the worry as opposed to a single family home where you have to maybe worry about the lawn, the roof, the HVAC, all those kind of external circumstances. Whereas when you're in a condo, you literally only have to worry about what's inside the walls. You are under the condo association, so you don't have to worry about the roof. You never have to mow the lawn. I mean, you just show up and you enjoy vacation. Another pro with the condos is obviously some of them have a ton of amenities. Pools, fitness centers, parking, beach access directly. Sometimes they have restaurants or bars inside them. So it just kind of depends what you're looking for. Obviously, a con to a condo is that they're usually very packed. Some of them are very high rise. I mean, they can have hundreds and hundreds of people there in peak season during the summers. So that's what you're gonna be dealing with. A lot of other tourists. Most of them are short term. There are actually some rent restricted condos, but those usually come with a higher price point. One of the other major pros of a condo is that you actually do not have to worry about hurricane or flood insurance. Because you are paying the condo dues, that is under what they call the master insurance policy. So that's part of the fees that you pay monthly, covers all of that potential wear and tear. Again, maybe another con is that you are under a association. There are some rules to follow, and you want to make sure that these condos are abiding by the rules. They don't have any debt, no litigations. So a kind of a strong association. They have plenty of money in reserves. And maybe I'm just rambling here, but there are certain condos that are better than other ones. There are some here that are lacking maintenance and behind and charge high assessment fees. So it's really what you know, but there are dozens and dozens of condos here on the beach, rent restricted, high rise. There's some that are low density, meaning not a lot of units. If you're interested in any of that, even if you want rental projections, feel free to reach out. My name's Levi Fortner. I'm with LPT Realty, and I run the Fortner Group right here on the Emerald Coast. We love helping people, and subscribe to the channel. Like this video if you want to stay up to date with everything housing and eat, sleep, play on the Gulf Coast. Stay tuned, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.